Hey everybody, Gru is back in an all-new adventure in Minions: The Rise of Gru.
That's right. Does this highly anticipated prequel live up to expectations? Stick around, because we're about to find out.
All right, guys, Minions. What do you think, Billy?
Hey, man, great cast of characters, I gotta tell you. But before we start, we're about to hit the big 200 subscribers. We're like too short, so do us a favor, hit subscribe and push us past that number, and we would greatly appreciate that. But Minions, man, we had Dolph Lundgren, we had Michelle Yeoh, we had Alan Arkin, we had Jean-Claude Van Damme. We had a ton of people in this movie, man.
I didn't even realize all these people were in it.
I didn't either until I looked up the cast. I was like, holy shit, I didn't realize that was the Jean-Claude character was actually Jean-Claude.
Yeah, I didn't even recognize the voices too much.
No, I didn't either, man.
Wow.
Yeah, it was pretty cool, though.
Only voice I pretty much recognized was Steve Carell.
Danny Trejo, and of course, Steve Carell, you know. And Russell Brand back as Dr. Nefario. So a lot of good voice acting in this movie. And, you know, like you said, I didn't even recognize most of them. So
The Vicious Six.
Yeah, The Vicious Six.
So we just saw Lightyear not too long ago.
Yeah, we did.
What do you think about that in this?
Lightyear was okay. I think I gave it a 6. This one's better, man. I enjoyed this. I think there's a lot better comedy in this one. And I mean, who doesn't love the Minions, man? Who doesn't love hearing a little bit of Spanish and French and English and gibberish all mixed up together? You know?
Hello, soy Stuart Smith, le capitaine. Willkommen. Good flight.
That's true.
You know, and seeing those lovable little characters, man, you just can't beat it, man. It was just up, you know, just lighthearted, man. Just raises your spirits when you're watching it. And yeah, it was definitely better than Lightyear, I thought.
It's definitely more fun. Yeah, you're right about
definitely more fun.
that language. You can't every now and then you get like a little nugget, like you understand what they're saying, but who knows what they're saying?
Yeah, exactly.
What do you think about the plot of this thing?
Dude, like any other Groom film, man, the plot's wacky, right? Wacky ass plot, you know.
Crazy plot. I mean, that's one thing I give Lightyear. Like, there's a lasting message, I think, there. This movie, you don't walk away really with much besides being entertained for
just getting an
hour and a half or so.
Right, that's all Minions is about, man. It's about entertaining you. So you definitely get entertained to this. There is no like, you know, loving story to it or anything like that. I mean, well, I guess you can kind of say it is. The Minions are trying to save Gru. You know, but I mean, really, it's just a wacky story, wacky characters, and it just spells out a bunch of wacky fun, is what it means.
And this one takes place like in the 70s.
Yeah, man, 1970s. You know, you got like
people got the hair and all that going on.
The disco groove going and everything. Yeah, man. And you saw like the old school music stores. You know, where you actually had a little booze. You can go in there and listen to the 8-tracks.
I'd say the art direction was really good in this. Like,
it was.
Especially when they're introducing the Sinister Six, where they're like posing and it pauses and then their name comes up. It was really well done.
Yeah, it was. No, I mean that was great. And then you know, Alan Arkin's playing you know, the main guy, Sinister Six. What was his name? White Knuckles or Wild Knuckles? Yeah, Wild Knuckles. I mean, that was good. And I enjoyed that character. And you know, and the whole time I was like, man, I know that voice. And then after I looked it up, I was like, oh yeah, duh. Just, you know, haven't heard him in a while or seen him in a while, but you know, I think he did a great job, you know, voice acting that character, and I did like the whole you know, the dynamic of him and Gru throughout the movie, you know, especially how you kind of, you know, wonder how Gru kind of grew the way he did, and it's like, oh, okay, he had a pretty good mentor, I guess, you know, and maybe there'll be a follow-on movie to this about, you know, kind of how they, you know, Gru, you know, how he mentored Gru, who knows, but
yeah, and they get into just a little bit where the Minions came from and how they met Gru, but. Well, they kind of just show up at his door, but it's like you don't know where they came from before that.
They answer a help wanted sign, and then they just won't leave the guy alone, right? He's like for days trying to tell him to go away, and finally he's like, "All right, come on in." You know. So
this movie kind of surprised me that there's a lot of butt shots in this movie.
That was hilarious, dude. a lot of yellow butts, man.
And I think even like Gru at one point, there's like 3 butt shots in this movie.
Yeah, Gru's taking a shower. Yeah.
And one thing that was fun about this movie is like the audience, like. There weren't many people in my theater, but the audience was really into it.
Dude, and mine too, clapping, man. This is the
They
first,
clapped at the end for me.
Yeah, same here.
Not for me, but for the movie.
They clapped for you, man. They
I was like, thank you.
Josh for the Geedog. We know that guy.
But yeah, I mean, they were like laughing and responding to the whole
dude,
thing.
My theater same way, man. Was in there, and it was probably about probably 20 to 30 people in there. In mine, and yeah, same thing, man. Everybody was laughing, a lot of clapping at the end. So, and I haven't seen that much this year. I think this is actually the first movie I've seen this year in the theater where there was that much clapping. So I appreciated that.
Yeah, and I don't know if this movie rated that really, but
I
can't hate on people for doing it. They're having fun.
I think it did because just how fun it was. We talked about that. I mean, this is just a fun movie. It's just wacky, fun movie, and it's great watching these little yellow dudes run around and get themselves into trouble. And it's just fun, man. I mean, you can't go wrong with this movie. You really can't.
I think the thing is the kids are really into it, and then,
absolutely.
As an adult, if you're with your kids and they're having a good time, that means you're having a good time.
Mm-hmm.
So
no doubt.
So yeah, and that movie, this movie definitely delivers on that.
Oh, absolutely.
So it brings the fun. The story might be complete nonsense, but the fun's there.
Yeah, the story's told, well, especially it's a funny addition. But when Michelle Yeoh is teaching the minions, kung fu, and in like 2 days they're pretty well trained, I guess. But
well, I feel like that scene comes out of like nowhere. Like all of a sudden they're like, all right, we're gonna learn kung fu because they get their butts handed to them by the villains. So they're like, and then she comes in and helps them out, and they ask her to learn kung fu. And hilarious scenes.
Oh yeah, great scenes, man, great scenes.
And I will say the climax of this I really enjoyed too.
Oh yeah, dude.
And it was like really spectacular, beautiful with the fireworks, and the dragons.
Yeah,
and all
it was almost like some Kung Fu Panda kind of action going on in this movie. I appreciated that. You had you had like the dragon, the giant monkey, the giant bull. You had all kinds of cool animal characters in this. So I was like, yeah, it's pretty cool how they did that. Yeah, I definitely like that fight scene at the end.
You want to break down the plot real quick?
Yeah, I mean the plot is pretty simple. Gru is trying to join the Sinister Six as a kid. They turn him away, or Vicious Six. Yeah, Vicious Six is a kid. They're like, what the hell are you doing here, little boy? Get out of here. Come back to us when you've done something great. So he steals this magical stone from them, which they had just stolen.
The Zodiac Stone.
Zodiac Stone. So they're trying to get it back, and then just all crazy shenanigans happen as they're trying to get it back. Gru gets kidnapped, and a bunch of other stuff happens, and the little minions are trying to not only get the stone back, but save Gru to have, of course, the big happy ending that always happens in these movies.
I like when Gru is wandering around the town and he gets the ice cream and he goes in front of a spin class and he's eating ice cream in front of everyone on the spin bike.
He's like, oh yeah, these calories are worth it. That was awesome.
What an evil thing to do.
Oh yeah. Or the part where the minions are like trying to, goad Gru into letting them work for him. So they're like sitting outside his bedroom window and it looks like it's pouring down rain and stuff. And he's like, all right, come in. And then they all start piling in and you see one of them with the water hose spraying the water in the air.
They're all shaking and shivering and stuff like that. I tell you, the Minions really make this movie.
Oh, yeah, the Minions make them. I mean, Minions make all the group movies for sure, man. Those little dudes, man, like, whoever wrote those guys is a genius.
Stuart,
freaking genius,
Bob,
man.
and Kevin.
Yep, that's right. Stuart, Bob, Kevin, and Otto in this one. Mm-hmm. Right, we got Otto in this one. Otto was a good addition. I liked him. And never shut his mouth.
But I like when they're learning the Kung Fu and then one of them hits his head on the thing, and he's like, Kevin.
Oh, Kevin.
He grabs his head and starts ramming him into it.
Yeah, he's like, he's about to do it, and he grabs Kevin.
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 Oh yeah.
There's some hilarious scenes.
Oh,
for
there's
sure.
some awesome, hilarious scenes in this movie. Holy crap, man! I laughed a lot in this movie. I laughed a lot, and so did the whole rest of the audience. So and laughing out loud, right? A lot of people were just laughing out loud, just having a good time, and again, like you said earlier, that kind of even makes the experience better, right? When everybody's laughing and having a good time all together, then the experience is even better. So.
Yeah, there's some hidden Easter eggs in there, like when the Vicious Six send Gru their letter. It's kind of like a play on like Leia when she sends the message to Obi-Wan Kenobi. So there's little things like that are kind of cool that you pick up on.
Well, then it's got the Mission Impossible with this, this message will self-destruct kind of thing too in it,
Mm-hmm. So, and the music in this was good all throughout as well.
Oh, it was. Yeah, had a lot of that great classic 70s, man. The disco music and everything. Yeah, it was good.
And this movie's good about getting you going right from the get-go. Start playing music. It's got the cool graphics. It just gets you in a good mood to watch a movie.
Got a good heist scene, police chase in the beginning. Oh, yeah, man.
It was even cool when they get the stone where he turns the two dragons and the fire comes and like
burns up the waterfall. Yeah, that was awesome. Now, I mean, you could have just walked to the waterfall. Like,
it's just water, man.
But it doesn't make for a cool scene though if you just walk through a waterfall, right? So, yeah, the dragons was definitely a cool addition. But yeah, dude, great movie, man. Great movie. Like I walked out of there. Feeling good. I was feeling good. I was like, all right, man, upbeat movie. All right. I think it's a good start to the 4th of July weekend,
Yeah.
definitely a good start to it.
So what do you rate this thing?
I'm giving it an 8, man. I enjoyed this movie a lot, man. I mean, I think I give Buzz Lightyear like a 6, and but this one I'm giving it an 8, man. I really enjoyed this movie. I mean, it's just wacky, stupid, fun, you know, and it's just, you know, I mean, it's your typical Minions. And I think this kicked up a notch because there's a lot more focus on them and just their great shenanigans, man. These guys are just awesome. Love the Minions.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna give it a 7. I enjoyed it, but not even one of the best, I think, Gru movies I've seen. I think I enjoyed the first and second one more than this.
Yeah, the first and second one were great, and of course there's a little more heartfelt story to those two, I guess, than this one. But
yeah,
still, man,
I think the story is tighter on this, where this one kind of like fumbles with the story, but they increase the fun factor. So it's all depending on what you're looking for.
No, absolutely, man. You know, I mean, you can't go wrong with the Minions. You know, definitely worth checking out. 7. Come on, man, it should be an 8.
7? It's a 7. Yeah, it's probably slightly better than Lightyear for me. And I know Lightyear gets a lot of hate, but it's not a bad movie, but it just wasn't that fun.
Yeah, exactly.
But
it's definitely not the Minions for sure.
This one I think your kids will enjoy a lot more, that's for sure.
Oh, if you got freaking kids, take them to see Minions right now. Like, get off your couch after you're done watching us and after you're done hitting like and subscribe. You know, head on out the house and go see Minions because it's definitely worth checking out. You know, great fun-filled movie, lots of laughs. And like I said, you're gonna leave more happy. You know, you'll leave the theater happier than you were when you walked into it.
Yeah, sneak a box of Twinkies in there. Get you like these little Minions, man. They look like Twinkies.
Oh, yeah,
they make me want to eat some.
Like,
I think even one of the kids calls them like Twinkies in this thing.
Yeah, so there you have it, guys. Definitely check this movie out. You know, we had a great time watching it, and we hope you do too. And please let us know what you thought about it. And as always, hey, hit that like and subscribe buttons. We will check you at our next review.
See ya. They're clapping for me. Settle down, guys.
We know that guy.
Holy crap, Josh is here.
Did you voice one of these characters, Josh? Is that why you're here?
It's Kevin.
That was awesome. Like, oh, man.
Yeah, man, they were clapping at the end. I was like, what the heck
no,
is going on?
yeah,
It wasn't that good, people. Come on.
I started clapping with them. I was like, all right. I'm like, all right. Yeah. I did. I was like, shit, everybody's clapping. Let's do it. I was like, all right.
You fell for the peer pressure. You're like, all right, we're doing this.
Yeah, we're doing it. I was thinking this one thing. It was like, what's the #1 cause of divorce? And the answer was marriage.